Right now, live at 5.
As COVID cases rise, hospital officials are asking you to stay home and out public spaces.
And in politics,
has your mail-in ballot been counted? You may want to check. We'll show you how.
but it's not only local voters casting their ballots early. So far, nearly 80 million Americans have already submitted their choice for president, but that's not stopping the candidates from campaigning to the very end. And later, why some experts say the United States is barreling toward Election Day in what is believed to be the most litigated race in American history.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
Welcome to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look toward the city of Duluth as cases surge across the region, and with a national election right around the corner, the city is updating the public about the current state of the fight against COVID-19. Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. Today, St. Louis County reported 115 new COVID cases and 3 new deaths just in the last day.
That's a new one-day record. Now, many are worried a trend like this could soon overwhelm our hospitals. CBS 3's Emma Quinn joins us live from downtown Duluth. Emma, what do health officials say about this spike in cases?
Kristen, right now, health officials and hospital officials are saying that this surge of cases is coming from community spread, something that County Health Director Amy Westbrook says is concerning. Now, health officials are urging people to avoid public spaces, especially now that colder weather is here and the holidays are approaching. They did acknowledge this can be challenging as people want to see loved ones, but they're asking you to wear your mask and practice social distancing whenever possible, as this could help the hospitals from overflowing with patients.
Your face masks, again, one of the most powerful tools we have to protect ourselves, and wash or sanitize your hands thoroughly afterward. These steps really will go a long way to protect the health of everyone.
Hospital officials are seeing an increase in hospitalizations. They say that's mostly due to patients who didn't come to get their preventative appointments earlier this year when the pandemic first started. Now they're getting sick and having to head to the emergency room. Now officials at Essentia Health and St. Luke's are urging you to go get the care you need, whether that's for preventative care for diabetes, hypertension, or a colonoscopy appointment. They say that the clinics and the hospitals are safe and that you should come get the care that you need.
Emma, should there be an overflow of hospitalizations, do hospitals have a plan?
Kristen, they do. They said they both have plans for that overflow of patients. Should that happen, they will move patients to different hospitals. And Essentia Health also said they're working to create a wing just for COVID patients to keep them isolated from others.
All right, Emma Quinn in Duluth for us tonight. Thanks, Emma. Meanwhile, Duluth's COVID-19 saliva testing center has been open for about a month now. So far, county health experts say it's run 13,000 tests. About 6% of them have come back positive. County experts say that testing volume does not translate to a higher positivity rate.
And after a brutal start to the month, Itasca County's COVID-19 situation continues to improve. This morning, health leaders provided an update reporting 86 new cases in the past week. 9 more people were hospitalized. 2 are currently in the ICU. Earlier this month, the county's positivity case rate per 10,000 residents was in the 50s, but now that number is 37. As Itasca County continues the long road to lower rates, leaders are asking everyone to stay vigilant and stay positive.
Our on-campus students have done a really nice job in housing. To this point, we're up and running, and we show no signs of slowing down.
If you have the opportunity to make somebody's day, wave at strangers. My kids are always like, do you know them? No, just waving.
With Halloween on Saturday, experts are asking everyone to follow COVID-19 protocols and consider virtual events with friends.
The city of Duluth is urging people to track their ballot if they mailed them in after one woman's ballot was never received. Jenny Hansen from Duluth says she brought her ballot to the post office on October 5th. 3 weeks later, she went online to track it, but the database showed her ballot was never received. Hansen said she contacted Duluth City's clerk office, and they said that's unusual. Chelsea Helmer with the city says this is their first report of anything like this happening, but they have come across people not putting their signature on their ballot.
And they're what we call naked ballots, so they come without a signature envelope. and that has the voter's identification information on it. Unfortunately, in that situation, we're not able to track down the voter who submitted that ballot because we don't know who you are. We just have the ballot itself.
We'll share Hansen's message to others who voted early coming up tonight at 6.
Congressman Pete Stauber kicked off his final 5-day final push before the election. Stauber calls it a power play, touring all 18 counties in Minnesota's 8th congressional district. He says he will be traveling about 1,200 miles between now and Monday. Stauber held a kickoff event today at his campaign headquarters in Hermantown. He says as he tours the Great 8 during the pandemic, his campaign will work to make sure safety protocols are followed.
During this pandemic, campaigning is a little bit different. Social distancing, wearing our masks, and many of my events are outside, and they're going to be outside during this tour as well.
Stauber says this is a final chance to meet with voters ahead of Election Day on Tuesday.
Stauber's Democratic opponent, Quinn Nystrom's campaign, released a statement today saying she completed her 18-county tour on Saturday. It says her campaign held events outdoors with masks and social distancing. The release slams Stauber's campaign, stating he's holding multiple indoor events with few masks and little social distancing enforced, endangering the health of others.
And with 5 days left till Election Day, the two presidential candidates descended on the Sunshine State, where more than 7 million voters have already cast early ballots. So far, more than 78 million Americans have voted early across the country. Skylar Henry is at the White House with more.
President Trump played to a packed-in audience in Tampa, Florida, making a familiar appeal to the state's key voting bloc.
We're going on to win a record share of the Hispanic American vote. You see what's happening?
The president also claimed victory after news the U.S. economy grew a record 33.1% in the third quarter.
This is the biggest event in business in 50 years. Nobody's ever seen a number like this.
If Florida goes blue, it's over.
Around the same time, Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden was campaigning on the other side of the Sunshine State.
We choose hope over fear. We choose unity over division. And we choose science over fiction.
A newly released Monmouth poll shows Biden with a slight lead among registered Florida voters. While the eyes of the nation are on the race for the White House, congressional leaders are weighing in too, with the balance of power on Capitol Hill also at stake November 3rd.
We are confident, we are calm, and we are prepared. We are ready.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi expressed confidence in the election and her party's nominee. During a campaign stop in Kentucky this week, Senate Majority Leader Republican Mitch McConnell expressed optimism about his own reelection, but didn't predict whether his party would maintain control of the Senate.
I've got a lot of people up, 23 Republicans, only 12 Democrats. There are dogfights all over the country. I've said for a year it's a 50-50 proposition. It still is.
The Democrats need to gain 3 Senate seats to retake control of the Senate. If Biden wins the White House, they'll need 4 seats if President Trump wins re-election.
We learned today Joe Biden and President Trump announced they will hold dueling rallies in Minnesota on Friday. Biden will be in St. Paul, the president near Rochester. Dave's here for a quick look at the weather. Dave, a little bit warmer out there today than previous days this week and quite a bit of sunshine.
Well, maybe by a degree or two.
Okay.
Otherwise, we're still cooler than normal, Tony. But the sky that was nice on the Minnesota side of life was a little bit cloudy over towards Wisconsin. So check out the sky above Ashland there, and it's a little bit thicker as the clouds go. Partly cloudy Minnesota, maybe partly sunny towards Wisconsin and the UP. But as higher pressure takes over more firmly tomorrow, we should all bask under a mostly sunny sky. The clouds will mount a counterattack tonight, and I think the sky conditions will be mostly cloudy once the sun goes down. And then once we get into Saturday, we change things up again as a low-pressure system from the west brings us our next chance of rain. Rain because it'll probably be in the 40s then, but today was in the 30s. Tomorrow probably will be as well, and that's cooler than the normal of 45. So with high pressure taking over, we should be partly cloudy to mostly sunny for our Friday, with the morning start near 20 by the lake, cooler inland, daytime finish of 35 degrees, very similar to today's, and again about 10 degrees cooler than normal. But we will go warmer than normal by Saturday. Is that the start of a warm spell for next week? It could be, and I'll show you the details in just a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. Still to come on Live at 5, things are starting to look a lot like Christmas in Hayward, plus a major development in Bayfield. City by City is up next.
And tonight at 6, the Trump administration has removed gray wolves in most of the U.S. from the endangered species list. We're hearing reaction tonight.
You're watching Live at 5 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, Local, CBS 3.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, right here.
Weekdays at 3 on CBS 3.
It isn't always easy living in the Northland. Up here, we have to count on our neighbors and let them know they can always count on us. I have the honor of serving our community in the State Assembly. Down there, I'm fighting to make healthcare more affordable and broadband more accessible. My opponent has other ideas. He wants to help companies like Foxconn give tax cuts and bailouts to billionaires, leaving us behind. I'm Beth Myers, and you can always count on me.
Okay, Mr. Medicare figure-outer. One last question. What's the cost?
For many, Part A is free. Cost goes up the more parts you add. But UCare has Medicare Advantage plans that come with everything you need.
Sounds good. And so does your bike. Now.
Yeah, thanks to you, she's purring like a kitten on a bed of yarn.
Well, that's a new one.
Yeah, I just made it up. You can steal it for your bike shop.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Senate District 11 has been my home for 40 years. I built a home here. I raised a family here. And now I want to be your state senator. As a journalist, I dedicated my life to listening and learning about your lives. I'm still listening. Together, we'll make sure that health care is affordable, our children have good schools, and our communities thrive. I'll be your voice in St. Paul, but I need your vote to get there. I'm Michelle Lee, and I approve this message.
I'm Quinn Nystrom, and I pay $600 a month for 2 vials of insulin. And that's with insurance. Meanwhile, drug company profits go up and up. It's why I refuse to take their money for my campaign. But Pete Stauber has taken tens of thousands of dollars from corporate interests and voted 5 times against lowering the cost of prescription drugs. I approve this message because I know we literally can't afford Pete Stauber in Congress.
And from all of us at Live Local CBS 3, have a safe and happy Halloween.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Spirit Mountain on this Thursday evening. Dave Anderson will have your full weather forecast coming up in just a few minutes. But first, let's take a quick look around the region.
Folks are already gearing up for Christmas in Hayward. Plus, Bayfield is receiving a huge development grant from Wisconsin.
That and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city.
Start things off in Keewatin, where a food drive sponsored by the Keewatin Police Department was a huge success. The community drive raised more than $1,200 for the Keewatin School Food Pantry, which serves students and families in need. The school is currently working on Thanksgiving bags for students. If you'd like to donate, we'll have that link on our website, cbs3duluth.com.
Now heading out to Hayward, where the community is already making plans for Christmas. The city has announced its 2020 Lure of Light schedule. Immediately following Thanksgiving, Hayward will be cueing the Christmas music for the city's open house. Then on December 5th, there will be an Ugly Sweater 5K run walk. And every Saturday in December, families can enjoy the fire pit and some s'mores.
Ooh, that sounds fun. And finally, we'll finish off in Bayfield, where the city is receiving a $250,000 state grant to assist in the expansion of a retreat center. The project is part of an expansion of the Wild Rice Retreat area and will include the creation of additional lodging, a sauna, and an expansion of the trail system. The project is expected to create 7 full-time jobs as well as 12 seasonal positions. Project leaders hope the expansion will bolster the local tourist economy hurt by COVID-19.
If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email and we might feature it as we go around the Northland, city by city.
Still to come on Live at 5, how people are still finding ways to have fun this Halloween.
So if it's a little bit on the cloudier side towards Ashland, around Chisholm and Hibbing here, it's nice and blue for the sky. Will it stay that way through the weekend? Well, first, there's a chance for a little bit of precip on one of the 2 days, and I'll tell you which one that is coming up after our break.
First, the radical left came after Republicans like me.
Then the radical left came after police officers like me.
Now, they're coming after you. We live in dangerous times. That's why I'll always defend the police and your Second Amendment right to defend your family. Tina Smith has already voted against both. I'm Jason Lewis, and not only do I approve of this message, I guarantee it. Not bad.
Let's keep practicing.
We've been down this road long enough, but Tom Tiffany wants to keep us going in the wrong direction. Even during a pandemic, Tiffany supports taking away protections for pre-existing conditions, kicking millions off their health insurance, and forcing you to pay more. There's another way. Tricia Zunker. Zunker will put our families first with better health care and help for small businesses, workers, and farmers to get our economy moving again. Tricia Zunker for Congress.
I'm Tricia Zunker, and I approve this message.
What do you get when you add care from Essentia Health and coverage from UCare? Essentia Care, now available for a more affordable price. Essentia Care's Medicare Advantage plans have premiums that start at $0 per month in select counties. You'll be able to see your Essentia Health provider at our 15 hospitals and 71 clinics. Plus, Essentia Care plans allow you the freedom to see any provider who accepts Medicare. Compare and shop plans at ucare.org/EssentiaCare.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, right here.
Weekdays at 3 on CBS 3.
Get your new John Deere tractor from Duluth Lawn and Sport, the region's largest power sports dealer.
Has your mail-in ballot been counted? You may want to check. We'll show you how.
Today we cleared up, didn't warm up, but things could change for the weekend. I'll talk about those plans
tonight at 6 on CBS 3. Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS 3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Because of the sunshine on the Minnesota side of the border today, Tony thought it felt warmer than it did yesterday. Well, do the actual numbers prove that point, or is it psychosomatic? Frankly, I think it was psychosomatic. Today's high temperature so far only made it to 27 around the Ely area, 31 to 36 here in the Twin Ports, and 35 down towards Hayward. So a bright sky sure can brighten spirits. A real warm-up could be with us for a day on Saturday when we go towards the mid-40s. Then we'll stumble a bit for Sunday before a warm spell starts to waft our way for the rest of next week. We could be tickling 50 degrees, and I'll tell you when, coming up in just a bit. Current conditions right now say it's 30 degrees at the airport. Our relative humidity is 54%. The wind is south-southeast at 6 miles per hour, and the air pressure is on the high side at 1,021 millibars. Current temperatures, yeah, a little bit on the cooler side. 28 Ironwood, 31 Ashland and in Superior, down to only 30 there for Hayward. 32 Moose Lake, 28 degrees Silver Bay. Two Harbors is in that mix. And then it's a degree cooler up the road towards Ely. 29 in Hibbings, pretty brisk. 31 Grand Rapids, only 24 International Falls. This sets us up for low temps tonight, then that could be again into the teens for the interior parts of the Arrowhead, and lower 20s for much of the rest of the region. But again, keep in mind, warmer weather's coming our way next week, and the snow that we got last week just might disappear with perhaps 3 days near 50 degrees. Doppler map right now shows higher pressure in control of our area, not too many clouds in the sky, not seeing any snow showers either, unless we go well over towards the Red River Valley and the border with Minnesota and North and South Dakota. That's a sign of what's coming our way for Saturday, but probably not for Friday. That high pressure cell will flex its muscles on Friday and make for sunnier conditions here, but cooler conditions again. Tomorrow's temperatures for highs probably not that much warmer than today's. Towards the south, well, Hurricane Zeta has decided to settle down a little bit. It's also merged with a regular low pressure system and is now bringing plenty of rain towards the eastern seaboard, but the worst should be over, at least for the Gulf Coast. As usual, our fingers stay crossed for folks down there. What are we getting once we get into the weekend? Well, a small low pressure system brings us a 30% chance for showers on Saturday, and then that may be all we get for the rest of the week. Dry conditions take over by Sunday and maybe with us through next Thursday or so, and that's when the high temperatures are going to get pretty warm. We'll talk about the path towards warmth here, starting with cool weather tonight. Minnesota low temps run from 14 inland to 25 by the lake, with a rebound of a mostly cloudy sky for a few hours. Over in the Upper Peninsula, that mostly cloudy sky could kick out a few more flurries. Low temps, Wisconsin, Michigan should run from 18 to 22. Tomorrow, daytime highs mid to upper 30s for Wisconsin with a mostly sunny sky. And mid to upper 30s in Minnesota with a mostly sunny sky. And then it gets warmer on Saturday towards 45 with the clouds and the 30% chance for rain showers. Then we take that little bit of a fall Sunday back towards 30, Tony. But Monday through next Thursday, mostly sunny to partly cloudy with a range of high temperatures from 40 Monday to 50 Tuesday through Thursday.
I thought we had said goodbye to the 50s for sure after this little early season cold snap that we've been in.
Never say never to anything in the weather in our region.
It's very true.
It comes and it goes.
It sure does. Thanks, Dave. Although traditional trick-or-treating will be limited this year, there are plenty of ways to make the holiday fun, even during a pandemic. Naomi Ruckham shows us how to keep the Halloween spirit alive.
The Anderson family won't let the pandemic scare away their Halloween fun.
What's a ghost favorite game?
For months, they've been working on this homemade light show families can admire from a safe distance.
It's something that already works perfectly within the circumstances we're in right now, which is it's like folks come up, they're in their cars, they're already distant from each other.
Checking out spooky decor is just one option. Family blogger Katie Mann has been thinking of ways for her readers to celebrate Halloween safely. Is Halloween canceled this year?
I do not believe that Halloween is canceled, but much like all of the other things that we've seen in the past 5 or 6 months, it's going to be different no matter where you live.
Her top ideas, a virtual Halloween dance party in costume, setting up a decorative candy table in the front yard, or even a drive-by candy mobile. Many are expected to honor frontline workers this Halloween by dressing up as doctors and nurses. An added perk, the medical-grade mask is a part of the costume. In Anoka, Minnesota, known as the Halloween capital of the world, the city has no plans to cancel its 100th anniversary celebration, though there will be major adjustments.
Our huge parade, our Grand Day Parade, is now going to be a drive-by parade, which will be located in several locations in our city so that we're not gathering in one big space.
And no matter how you decide to celebrate Halloween, the CDC says cloth or surgical masks and social distancing are the best ways to protect your children.
The CDC also recommends that if you are hosting a Halloween gathering, make sure all events take place outside and limit the number of people invited.
Well, it's that time of the show where we get to talk about pets, and today's pet comes to us from the Range Regional Animal Rescue of Hibbing. Meet Zoe. She's a 2-year-old domestic short hair with calico coloring. Zoe came in with her sister Zuri, who you may remember from last week. Zoe can be a bit of a rascal, but can be very cuddly and sweet once she gets to know you. She has a hard time adjusting to new animals and needs time to get used to new surroundings, but once she does, she is very loving. Zoe is chipped, spayed, and neutered. If you think you'd like to adopt her, you can set up an appointment by calling the number on your screen.
Still to come, no matter who wins in 2020, this election is gearing up to be one of the most controversial in history.
Mariah Haberman here from Discover Wisconsin. Join me and the rest of the crew every week on this station for all things Wisconsin. Continue the adventure on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and discoverwisconsin.com. Plus, subscribe to the Cabin Podcast, available wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
We've been through a lot this year, and it all feels so personal. Your health and your family's well-being, the businesses you built, your kids' education. So many of you have told me that you want us to move forward, get this virus under control, rebuild American manufacturing, support innovation and small businesses. Make America work for all of us. I'm Tina Smith, and I approve this message because we get it done when we work together.
There's something going on at Sammy's. New artists are taking the reins. They're well trained by the old masters. Welcome to the Saucy New.
With ongoing racial unrest in Minnesota, Wisconsin, and across the nation, we're digging into the role race could play on the 2020 election.
CBS 3's Anthony Mapp hears from Northland Black voters about what's driving them to the polls and what it means for our local and national elections.
All of what we're experiencing is only amplifying what's already there.
CBS 3 News presents Race and Campaign 2020, tonight at 6:30 p.m. Only on CBS 3.
A brand new season is here. And yes, I am in an eye patch. How much more, Kelly, can it get? Air hugs only, people.
You're the most beautiful pirate.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS 3.
This generation of engineers have arrived on the Iron Range.
Classes are looking a little bit different this year at
Minnesota. This time, it's the president's son hoping to win.
Saving a man in the fire. The details tonight.
Coming up, we're unpacking the vice president's campaign.
Evelyn Gilbert in Virginia. Coming up tonight, we hear from Wisconsin voters.
Tomorrow, I think it's going to be cooler than normal.
To stay up to date with the news and weather that impacts you and your community.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northland still to this day. From environmental issues to economics and so much more. Join me, Kristen Baki, every Tuesday for Eye on Mining, a fair and unbiased report that answers the tough questions surrounding the world of mining.
Eye on Mining with Kristen Baki. Tuesdays at 10 only on live local CBS 3. Brought to you by Iron Mining Association. The Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS 3.
The United States is barreling towards Election Day in what is believed to be the most litigated race in American history. The Associated Press reports issues like where poll watchers can stand are turning into legal disputes in some states. Hundreds of lawsuits have already been filed. The legal actions vary from a dispute over whether guns are allowed near polling places to more complicated matters that have already reached the Supreme Court.
GOP campaigns in Minnesota are asking late absentee ballots be separated. The campaigns for President Trump and Republican state legislative candidates are petitioning the Minnesota Supreme Court. They're asking clerks to separate all mailed ballots received after Election Day in case of legal challenges over their validity. The petition filed yesterday is the latest challenge to Minnesota's 7-day extension for absentee ballots.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, with 5 days to go, President Trump and Joe Biden battle it out in the Sunshine State. Will their closing pitches to voters in Florida make a difference in the key swing state? Plus, our exclusive interview with the former Director of National Intelligence, Dan Coates, what he says about election interference in what he's calling the Super Bowl of elections. And at 101 years old, how one inspiring American is reminding us all to fulfill our civic duty. That's all tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
CBS 3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health. Need a flu shot? Find flu booth dates and locations at essentiahealth.org.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Hello, I'm Steve Little with Bath Planet. For the month of October, we are offering free installation for bathtubs, showers, safety tubs, and surrounds. Get your dream bathroom with free installation. As always, you can still get one of our great financing options for low monthly payments, or 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments until 2022. This offer ends October 31st, so call us today or go online to book your appointment to take advantage of this amazing offer. Bath Planet, out of this world service, down to earth price.
First, the radical left came after Republicans like me.
Then the radical left came after police officers like me.
Now, they're coming after you. We live in dangerous times. That's why I'll always defend the police and your Second Amendment right to defend your family. Tina Smith has already voted against both. I'm Jason Lewis, and not only do I approve of this message, I guarantee it. Not bad.
Let's keep practicing.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS 3 Live at 5 on live local CBS 3.
Mariah Haberman here from Discover Wisconsin. Join me and the rest of the crew every week on this station for all things Wisconsin. Continue the adventure on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and discoverwisconsin.com. Plus, subscribe to the Cabin Podcast, available wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
And from all of us at Live Local CBS 3, have a safe and happy Halloween.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Canal Park on this Thursday evening. Let's take a quick look at some of today's top stories and a peek at what's coming up tonight at 6. Health officials are urging people to avoid public spaces, especially now that colder weather is here and the holidays are approaching. They acknowledge this can be challenging as people want to see loved ones, but they're asking you to wear your mask and practice social distancing whenever possible.
And tonight at 6, with 5 days until the 2020 election, a Duluth woman is stressing the importance of tracking your mail-in ballot after hers was never received weeks after she sent it. All right, Tony, we are 2 days away from Halloween.
We are.
What's your costume?
I don't have a costume.
I don't either. I'm a last minute, though.
I am too.
Yeah.
I'll probably whip something up. There's so many creative ideas out there right now for people. They make these quick little things that are like play on words, so I'm going to look for something like that. Yeah.
Something easy, something fun.
Exactly.
For a small little gathering.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's your news at 5. The CBS Evening News is next.
We'll see you again at 6 o'clock.